Everyone else is a coward who doesn't love their family. That's why I had to open the window for this video, because they're fuming me so much. After all these years of me reaching out to people, nobody else does the right thing. They don't even look for where to do the right thing, or else they would see that it is obviously with me. So, this video is about trickery-based sex and how only cowards deal in trickery-based sex. Everyone outside the divine order is a coward to a T. And this is just one of many, 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 many reasons, many of them extremely obvious and damning, as to how you couldn't possibly be brave, have love, or any of the martial art principles, or even be a decent person if you're outside the divine order. So they don't love their families. Some might say, well, how could that be? Well, think about it. What is the difference between fixation and love? It has to do with reality and morality. First, you must go to the core of righteousness, the core of love, which is God, to get to morality. Okay? And only from there do you then get love in your heart. If you don't deal in justice first, you have a fixation. Emotion-based fixation is still fixation. It feels like warm fuzzy. If a bunch of unfocused idiots who fume me every day, and harass me every moment, say that it is fucking love, it doesn't change anything. You're a bunch of crazy cowards who are still alive in 2019 without being in the divine order that ends with me. Imagine what kind of filth, after all these years of rape and colonialism and all this garbage, are still around in 2019, okay, without being God's final messenger. The people that are still alive outside the divine order are pure fucking evil. And this is just one of many, many examples as to why that is. So what does it consist of? Everything from association, he's black, he must be dirty, don't date him, right? Fake associations the media gives you. To kind of substances, peer pressure, coercion. Okay, they're tricking you into sex. Anything that could possibly be used as a tactic to trick someone. We'll get into that later. Okay, so we'll call that the first point. All right. Now, how do we know that this is organized? Well, there's organized crime, there's gangs, there's corporate groups, there's law enforcement. Okay, all these people who uphold the psychological construct. The psychological construct is part of the game. Politics, law enforcement, intelligence agencies, the military, gangs, social groups, every culture that is allowed cultivates the psychological construct, right? People that pretend to go into the woods for whatever reason, new age groups, light workers, anybody who leaves and meditates, whether it's a cultural prerogative or not, they're outside of the divine order. It is immoral to cheat this guy out of his rightful place and pretend that you're more spiritual or morally insightful, and more clever, more in touch with the spirit world than he is. It's just wrong. And you're just a racist if you say, well, I'm from this race or I'm from this race. You're just a fucking racist, a sniveling worm with no love in your heart. And everyone from your group is done if they take the same angle as you are. You're no different than a pirate raping a little fucking kid, saying it's his culture, crying and crying. You're going to start crying, talking about it's your culture, and if it was part of your culture, you should be able to plug kids too, or you're going to grow the fuck up. It's pretty straightforward. Anyway, so we get to the next point, image, right? These people deal in image, how people see things. Okay, this is why people on psych meds, when they have sex, no one is sticking up for him. No one's saying, hey, he's on psych meds. He can't make a clear decision about who to have sex with, because it's part of the game to take advantage of people. At bars, at parties, okay? They have superficial laws that they selectively enforce, like their drug laws, but everyone knows the government brings in the drugs through the gangs who suck a government dick, and organized crime is probably sucking a goat and a kid right now. Everyone knows these things. Some people play stupid because they're complete bitch and they're yuppie pussy or whatever, but everyone knows these things. All right, so when we look at the fourth point, the trickery-based sex history, right? It is very obvious that it comes from the Greco-Roman cults, the coercion in the Western context, the history of colonialism, okay, and coerced sex. The next one. Obviously, everyone who interfered with this video has a default judgment. Everyone's been interfering with the video. There's no excuse for being a gang stalker. There's no excuse for being a gang stalker directly interfering. You have a default judgment. You can't come to me no matter what. You knew better. You had your time. There's no excuse for interfering with this video. They deal in such trickery-based sex. Their default judgment is their damned and so are their offspring. when they interfere with the trickery-based sex so they can continue the trickery-based sex, it is very evil, and yes, they need to be made an example of, and that's part of God's message. There's nothing I can do about it. I don't feel one way or another about it at this point. All right, so the history of cult coercion and colonial coerced sex. Okay, the rape of the Sabines is a point of reference. Basically, as the story goes, the Romans were a bunch of filth. They grabbed a bunch of sluts who are called the Sabines, a bunch of stupid bitches who trust the scum. They raped them, and the hell spawn came out, and they've been raping people ever since as they colonized Europe, and the Europeans went around the world, Judeo-Europeans raping and lying to everybody about God. Okay, mainstream fucking history. If you don't get that from the history books, you're a fucking moron. Anyway, so, neocolonialism, the eugenic mentality, norms. Okay, so basically neocolonialism is on record just the continuity of colonialism, of trickery-based sex, coerced sex, calculated scientific racism-based sex. There's variations, there's spectrums. Okay, eugenics is basically creating a lie in terms of who sees who, what way, and why, and everyone acts like a bitch, okay? And they fucking have sex based on something stupid. I'll give you an example, okay? It's like saying Harry Potter is the coolest, is the top martial artist type of dumb shit, okay? He's a genius, da-da-da-da-da, and every female says, oh, he's this, oh, he's this. By default, any female who in that mentality sleeps with him, or doesn't see that he's a complete slime ball and shouldn't sleep with him, sleeps with him, right? By default, they've been tricked into bed. And so it is with the psychological construct, eugenics, right? People fucking breed based on this military, corporate psychology bitch shit. And by default, if they have sex with anybody, even the fucking janitor, okay, who is not this righteous man who's been sabotaged and whose job is actually more noble than other people, but actually just some fucking common bootlicking corporate pussy janitor, okay, you know, then they've been tricked into sex. Remember, you couldn't possibly love your family and fucking be a part of this thing. Think about it. You're raising your daughter to be tricked into sex? Are you a fucking coward? Oh yeah, you are. Okay, are you a devil worshiper? Oh yeah, you are. Oh, do you not understand any martial art principle whatsoever? By default, you don't. You're just a pussy. What kind of a man doesn't understand a single principle of being a man to the point where they can't fulfill a single principle of being a man? Okay? What's the difference between a boy and a man? Moral courage, moral precision, moral maturity. That's why you teach your children lessons. They don't understand a single lesson that makes one a man to the point where they actually do that. These people don't love their families. They're not men. Non-negotiable, default judgment. Boom. It's always going to be that way. So even if you come to me now as children. I rule against everybody on the planet. You will never be men. You will never be people capable of loving your family. This is what happens when you wait with a thong on, listen to the devil, instead of listening to God's son. Okay? You listen to these Harry Potter type pussies and fat fucking idiot pussy ass cowards. Okay? What the fuck do you think happens? You pay fucking prices. God fucking taxes that ass. You're sniveling worms, pussies. Non-martial artists, bitches. Non-true martial artists, they're not true martial artists, bitches. Alright. So there's coercive techniques, sextortion, exploitation, pimping, peer pressure. Occult means hidden, secrete, secretion, secrete. Right? And King Minos, the father of homosexuality. If you don't understand why I say this, you're a fucking idiot. Moving on. Okay? There's a world in denial. Everyone's in denial. White denial, liberal denial, feminist denial. Feminists are helping them do it. You know, they're part of occult groups that organize the rape, and they pretend they give a shit about rapes. You know, just stupid as fuck. Lesbians turning bitches out like they do in fucking prison. Okay, just turning them out left and right. Cry on my shoulder type of bitch shit, turning them out. Just garbage everywhere. Mental health, psychology, occult, feminist trash, turning little girls out every day in this piece of shit planet. Anyway, so even in the cult, you had H.P. Lovecraft. Why do you think it's called Lovecraft? His name is even Lovecraft. Okay, crafty. Okay, how to trick fucking stupid cunts into sleeping with beta pussies. Okay, what the fuck do you think? Cinderella, Snow White, Sleeping Beauty. Okay, trance-like bitches. Okay, fucking propaganda type pussies they sleep with. Think about Captain America type thong-ass bitches. Okay, I have to fucking explain this shit. So obviously they're screening out the alpha genes. I explained it. Everyone's a bitch. If you don't get that everyone's a fucking bitch but me by the time you finish this video, it's all it should take is this video. Start over. Watch it again until you come to the point of realization that everyone but me is a sniveling bitch until they obey God through me. And because of their cowardice and waiting too long, and it costs humanity so much, it costs them so much, it costs me so much, they can't come to me as men, but as children who are too stupid to come to me when I fucking said so the first time. Therefore, it cost me so much. If it's gonna cost me all this, my eyesight and all this shit being fumed and all, looking fucking weird and all this shit, how much should it cost you? You stupid motherfuckers. You dumb fucks. Watch this video again and again and again until you realize and think about, write down the points for points. And write it down in a way that you can understand. Until you realize why everyone's a fucking coward that doesn't love their family, that's handing their children over to pedophile pussies because they didn't have the heart to obey the one guy doing the right thing on the fucking planet and the spirit in him, which is God.